Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's late November and that means winter nail season. I recently got the Gel Juicy Palette collection. Full transparency, this was kindly gifted to me by SweetieNailSupply, which is a 17-piece gel collection. And guys, look at this. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. 15 syrups and 2 topper shades based around fruit. And I was so inspired by this snowberry idea. So let's make winter snowberry nails. This is my design. This specific one is designed using my long coffin nail art design template. We got a lot of ombre, pink, white, 3D vibes. I was really inspired by this strawberry ombre design. Links to everything will be in the description. You can use code HOPE10 for 10% off at SweetieNailSupply, or HOPE25/HOPE30 during the Black Friday sales, which are happening from November 27th to December 1st. And I also have my Ko-fi link down there for my nail art design templates. Please like and subscribe, and let's make snowberry nails. This is the gel selection that we're going with. OSO1 from Pocket Nudie Glaze collection. This is my favorite white syrup. It's like slightly pink tinged. It's really, really pretty. The rest are all Gel. 3 from Juicy Palette, Nest 13, 15, and NVO2. This is the topper. These are 2 of the syrups from the Snowberry collection. There's like a block pink and a jelly red. So pretty. NVO2 is the berry topper gel. And then an M12 from the Juicy Fruit collection. This is a kind of snowberry cateye gel. We're really running with the snowberry theme. Okay, time to yap about some nails. So the basis of this set is actually pretty simple because every single one is painted on at least 1 coat of the Pocket Nudie Glaze OSO1. This gel is a little difficult to get smooth on 1 coat, but on 2 coats it's so nice and even. And I love it, so I'm willing to put in the work. I'm going straight in with that Juicy Fruit cateye for the first nail. This is, I feel like, a pretty popular fruit nail design. It's kind of like pomegranate seeds. But I wanted to put it on cat eye, make it a bit more fun, because as we all know, I love playing around with cat eye and 3D. For the magnetism, I just wanted it to be like that blinding center cat eye. Scrub it down one side, pull all the particles to the other side, and then you kind of hover on the top and the bottom. If you do this 2 times in a row without curing in between, it really concentrates all the particles into the middle. So that's usually why you'll see me doing a couple of rounds before I cure. And then it should look something like this. And guys, look at how pretty that little orb, like shimmer moment is. I love it. I will be making a how to do cat eye nails video sometime in December, so please look forward to that. I top coated that to give it a nice smooth silky surface, and then I'm going in with the Myth Mellow Greedy Liner Cake Gel palette. This has such a hard to remember name, but this palette, I really like it. It's the only product from Myth Mellow that I own, but it honestly has made me want to try out more of their things because I really like this palette. It's mostly used for line art or, you know, like character faces rather than what I'm doing here, or I'm basically using it as a painting gel. So just be careful. If you're going to use this palette to like paint a design, make sure you paint it in really thin layers so it cures all the way. And I also will do it in 2 layers usually, so I'll do one that's like a slip base skeleton layer, and then I'll cure that for 60 seconds, and then I'll go in and paint another layer on top of it, making sure that both of them are like thin layers because it's an opaque gel, right? You just want to make sure it is curing all the way through. But I'm actually super happy with how the kind of like skeleton outline of this design turned out. I would say it's probably a design that looks best on like a slimmer nail, because I did it on the middle nail for the other hand in this set. Because that nail's wider, it doesn't look as good. I top coated that 60-second cure. That was my final top coat because now we're going in with my ride or die. If you know, you know. Jello Gel is Zigzag Gel. I don't think there has been a single set that I've made this year that has not used Jello Zigzag Gel in some capacity. It's so versatile, guys. It's so versatile. I see so many of you guys buying it as well, and thank you so much for trusting my recommendation. I hope you love it as much as I love it. But yeah, we're just using it to add on little circular blobs. I was going back and forth trying to think whether I should do these blobs with, you know, like actual 3D sculpting gel, because that would remain more spherical. But I decided on the embo gel because I didn't want to have to top coat it after. When you're laying them down, be really conscious not to like spread the base of the ball out. Basically, you want to kind of push the end of the brush vertically to the nail so that you can lift it without dragging the blob out. Does that make sense? Flash cure and then literally just repeat that 20 more times. You get this really cool pomegranate seed kind of juicy vibe, and because we put this on cat eye, it looks so blinding. Like you move it up and down and then the cat eye just kind of like catches it. Yeah, I love it. I love cat eye in 3D. Brilliant combo. Next design, we're going to be moving on to the snowberries. I saw this super cool design on Instagram from this creator, Annie in the House, but it was kind of like a different strawberry nail that I hadn't really seen before. A lot of variety of fruit nails that you can make. And who says fruit nails are a summer only thing? We can do them in winter, right? So for the base of it, one layer of the Necogel Juicy Palette 13 gel gradation brush, we all know, just to blend it out. This is the new version, so if you buy this brush now, I believe this is the kind of brush that you'll get. It's a little different to the ones that I originally bought in 2024, but it pretty much works the exact same in my opinion. Cure that, and then half and half top coat into the Necogel 15, which is that like juicy glassy red. When you layer this on the pink, it kind of doesn't look as harsh. Like it still is red, but it's not like a super jelly red like it looks on the brush. I don't know, it blends out really nicely, like it layers really nicely, which I guess is the purpose of the jelly colors in this collection. And then blending that out again until you get this kind of ombre effect. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be doing art on it anyway. With this design, because we're layering like in parts, just make sure you slim down the size of the nail as well so that you avoid bulk. Then we can cure that, top coat it, and go in with that art. Myth Miller Greedy Cake Liner Gel again. I think I used this cake liner gel on like 4 out of the 5 designs of this set. Honestly, it's become a new favorite of mine. And just to paint the seeds on, for this design specifically, we're painting them in horizontal lines. Like as you see here, I'm not staggering the seeds as you go down. I'm staggering them in the vertical lines. So like the center line will be one direction, and then I'll shift the ones either side of that slightly up and then kind of do it like that. You can see the visual, right? And this is important to know. Do your seeds like this. You'll see in a moment. Also painting on some leaves. Again, I did the leaves in 2 layers, and I also just did any cleanup with isopropyl alcohol. And then I painted on the leaves again in a second coat, curing in between as always. Cured that, and then final top coat, because now we're coming on to our final 3D. You could, if you really wanted, also like paint the white with like a jelly green, you know, to make it more obviously leaves. But I kind of just wanted to keep with the white and the pink theme for this set. And now for the 3D gel. I'm using the long liner, the DIAMI long liner brush for this as well. Recently got these brushes and safe to say, I love them. I'm using a thick overlay non-wipe gel, kind of like a Crazy Top Thick, but this specific one is not Crazy Top Thick. Crazy Top Thick is just not the easiest for me to use. So get a little bit of gel, not too much, and I'm basically just dragging that down the nail from the top to the bottom. This is why we're doing the seeds in lines, because this is the 3D design that we're doing on it. We're not curing these lines in between as well, so try to make sure that you don't flood the gel. Just put enough on so that you can get like a nice crisp line in between all of the seeds. I would also dip in and add more if I needed, but I was really conscious not to overload to begin with. You can always add more, but it's not easy to take away with this kind of design. And then still not curing, I'm going to do the horizontal lines. So when you do the horizontal one, you kind of want to wiggle it up and down in between some of the seeds, and it will slowly connect the lines into itself as well. Pretty much just repeat this process all the way down so that there's gel in between every single seed on this nail. I also recommend probably keep the top free, so don't put any gel above the top seeds. Keep that flat. But yeah, let me know what you think of this strawberry design. It's a lot quicker than the design that I did in my summer fruit nails as well. And then once you're happy with all of that, flash cure. This is what it looks like. This is my version 1, my version 2. I didn't like my version 1. It was a bit bulky. Because it's actually pretty flat if you do this kind of design, I did go over in a second layer as well. Literally just over all of the same lines I did on that first go, just to bring up the definition a bit more. It's still a pretty flat design, but I really like it. I really, really do like it. At the end of this video, I do some nail photography, trying out a new lens, and you can really see like all the ridges of this 3D nail. Like it looks super cool. Then the third design, 3 of 5. This is a bit of like a filler nail. I'm painting a border using the same Necogel pink gel, and I layered that in 2 coats as well for saturation. I was originally actually going to leave this border as it was and literally just throw like a charm in the middle of this nail and call it done, but it just seemed a bit empty to me. I just love layered bases. I don't know about anybody else. I get bored of my nails. If I'm making a set with the intention to wear it for like 2 to 3 weeks, I don't want to get bored of them within the first few days. So this is why I like to add in lots of different elements into my set. But I also got the Favre satin inks recently, so I decided let's throw on like a nice shimmery satin ink moment. These inks are very sheer, I'll be honest. I'm using the deeper pink one and it still is very faint, but it's a nice sheen. Like, don't pick up these inks with the expectation that they're going to be super pigmented. Just pick them up with the expectation that they'll add like a nice satiny sheen to your nail design. You can obviously layer them up as well if you want, but I feel like the saturation is limited to a point. And then same Miss Milo Greedy Liner Cake Gel palette. I'm painting on some very thin lines. I did not like how the first design looked, so I went in and redid them all. Fortunately, I didn't really wipe the ink off though, even though I didn't top coat in between, so that's good to know. I high-key was thinking that the alcohol would just rub all the ink off, but no. And then cured that, of course, and we can go in with some charms. If you saw my last AliExpress haul, you'll see I picked up these snowflake charms, and I was like, actually, originally I was going to use the gummy jelly candy charms, but they kind of faded into the base of the pink too much, so I switched to these snowflake ones. And I think this was a good decision on my part, because this is like a snowberry nail set, and I feel like that just emphasizes the snow part, the winter part of these fruit nails just a little bit more. And I also am using my fave Since Purple White Gel to make a very tiny strawberry. Honestly, when you top coat this, it doesn't really look like a strawberry. It just looks like a round white blob. But the intention was there, okay? And I think overall, when you add, the base, the ink, the lines, the charms, I think this comes together to be quite a nice filler nail design. And we can finally delve in to this fuzzy topper gel shade. It's so pretty. When you actually paint this on the nail, it has like a really transparent base. So the base is not actually tinged any color whatsoever, which I appreciate. I appreciate when you have like glitter gels or effects gels that are just in a clear white base, because it's just so much more versatile, right? I painted that up in 2 layers, so I did kind of like 1/2 up the nail and then blended it out and then cured and did a little bit more towards the edge. Is it that noticeable? Maybe, but I just liked how this looked more. I pivoted the design actually as well. I wanted to match the berry nails, so I ended up doing like this zigzag crisscross vibe. Same DIAMI long liner brush, same thick overlay non-wipe gel, and just dragged these lines up and down. This was relatively easy to do. Just make sure you flash cure in between each line. And again, you don't want the lines to be too thick. I was originally going to make it symmetrical, and then I was like, you know what? No. Maybe asymmetry is going to look better. So I did it this way, and I actually really like how this looks. For it to have been like a pivot design, I'm proud. It's cute. It's cute, right? And because, again, this gel's quite flat, I did do 2 layers. On the second layer, it was a bit more tricky, I can't lie, because there was like ridges that you had to go up and down. It took a little bit more patience, but I made it work. I just didn't want it to look bulky. Like, I still wanted the lines to be super defined, so I didn't add that much gel. And then, guys, look at these adorable strawberry charms. Are they not just perfect? There's literally one which is a snowberry. Honestly, these charms are kind of like the inspo for this set as well. And then last design, guys, we're almost through all of the designs for this set. Can you believe? We're doing some more molds, but this time I'm using the Favori mold gel. Like, this is the gel that comes in the Favori Planets edition collection. It's like 2 inks, a 3D mold gel, and a 3D mold. I love it. I love this collection so much. It's so versatile. This gel is so good. I recommend. And the reason why this gel is just really good is because it globs. Like, if you see, like, I drop it into the mold and it kind of just globs into itself and kind of like just nicely enters all the little parts of the mold. It's just so easy to use, and when you cure it, it cures so clear. Like, look how clear this is. Like, there's not an ounce of frostiness, nada, nothing. It's just transparent, which is exactly what I wanted. I added that onto like a nail tip just to paint the top with the jelly red because I wanted it to be basically like a jelly charm. Just be careful not to paint the sides because the sides have like ridges, so it could be a little bit of a trypophobia vibe if you paint the sides. Like, for example, I did really want to use this other mold, which was like this sliced strawberry one, but it had the strawberry seed ridges in it, and trypophobia warning, it looked, no. I tried it, I was like, no, this is not, no. So we had to scrap that idea. I might save this for a future nail set, because I really like the sliced strawberry. Maybe if I did like a clay, like a coloured Chrysanthemum Chris clay, like a pink strawberry, that could be cuter. And avoid the trypophobia part. And then I just added that onto the nail. This is also 2 coats of the Pocket Nudie Glaze as well. And look how good this looks. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I'm obsessed. You even see like the definition of the heart in the middle. It looked a bit bare to me, so I added some more of that fuzzy topper gel in kind of like swirly motions on the base. And I did that in 2 layers as well, just to, add a bit more interest to this nail. Because the more I do nails, the more I realize components that make a good nail design that's like enough but not too overwhelming is like 3 elements. So you have the jelly charm, the swirl fuzzy base, and then you'll see I'm top coating all of this. Also make sure you top coat your charm. And then the third element is 3D swirls. Very easy, very simple. My preferred gel for doing 3D swirls is the Jello Gel or Zigzag Gel. You just have time. And I'm using it this time with the DIAMI long liner brush. This combo, guys, this might be my new favorite combo for doing 3D swirls. But bear in mind, this is like faint 3D swirls. If you want to do like thick, chunky 3D swirls, use a bit of a thicker brush. But I really like this DIAMI long liner because you have such control to literally thin it out to the most thin line, and it's so thin that you can really go in and move little bits of gel to like perfect your swirl out. I love it. This nail, I didn't do any redos. I think it probably took me like 1 minute to do. It was super quick. And this is what the nail looking like, guys. We have done a whole hand and a half, to be fair. Look at this. So pretty. They're so cute, right? I'm going to be doing some of the final elements. This thumb looked a bit bad to me, so I threw these snowflake stickers on. Aren't these just the perfect stickers? I got them in Daiso in Japan, but they had like blush on them as well. I was like, oh my goodness, it's perfect. But I'll be very honest, when I added them, they kind of just blended in. So they're there in spirit, That's pretty much it. You don't really see them from afar. And then the last point is just encapsulation. These snowflake charms kind of like stick off the nail quite a lot. So just to make sure that it doesn't catch hair when you're actually wearing these nails, because I do want to wear these nails, I just went in and added some of the gel, zigzag gel, just to fill in those gaps on the side before my final top coat. Cured that and then did my final top coat, scrubbing into everything but making sure not to flood anything. And this is what the nails look like. I'm obsessed. I love them. As you can see, they're pretty flat, but they look so good. Sorry, I feel like I have been appreciating this set quite a lot throughout this video. But when I tell you, I feel like this might be one of my top favorite sets of this year. As always, I'm going to clean these using alcohol and a new wipe for each different nail just to remove any of an inhibition layer that may be left over from a non-wipe top gel. And we're done. Well, for the nails we're done, but I still have to tidy everything up, all the mess that I made. I did lose my speaking clips from this footage here, but I also wanted to show you this very quickly. These are all my redo nails from this set. So literally like I redid 6 nails. Yeah, maybe it helps give you a little confidence boost that trial and error is very normal and things not working out is very normal. Oh my god, guys, look how good they look. Oh my god. I'm obsessed. You see all the detail, all the 3D. I feel like it's quite faint, but it's definitely there. You know what, guys? I think this might be a contender for my favorite set of 2025. Jelly colors, right? Like jelly, syrup gels, they always look good. I'm really glad I pivoted to the 2 jelly molds as well. Like these 2 red ones. Let's also do some test shots using the Vouloir macro lens. This was also kindly sent to me by SweetieNailSupply in the same order. It comes in a really sturdy protective case, and inside you have the lens, which has 2 covers on it, an attachment clip for your phone, filter, and a card which has 2 QR codes on it. You scan these and then it'll bring up an instruction video for you to watch to set it up, because there's a little bit of setup involved with this. So let's test it together. Oh, and it also comes with a lens cloth that you can wipe your camera with. It doesn't really work on phone cases, so you need to take your phone case off if you're going to use this. Then let's change the settings. Go into your camera, and the most important thing is to toggle macro control on. Okay, it seems like you get your item. Focus distance is 4 to 10 centimeters. I feel like it's probably like this. Basically, you want to make sure that the flower is deactivated. Definitely has like a very shallow depth of field as well. So you won't be able to focus on like that distance would be too wide. So say zooming from about 1.2 should help you avoid the vignetting, maybe 1.3. Around there. And then you should gradually zoom in rather than like jump zooming in. I feel like your focus area definitely gets a lot more shallow when you zoom in. Lol, you can even see all the details of the fuzzies in these topper gels. It's cool. It's really cool. The one thing to note with this is you can't really use it with the flash because the camera blocks the flash. Fun. I feel like it picks up the 3D a lot better. Even like the faint bits of the strawberry, it picks up these like 3D bits a lot better. I'm impressed. And if you want to see the high quality photos I just took, I will post them on my Instagram stories. Now let's wear them and see what they look like on the hands. Hint, hint, I may be filming a how I apply my press-on nails. I know that's been like a year-long, highly requested video. And I can't not, they're so pretty. Okay, nails are done. What are we thinking? What are we saying? This is how they look. I'm obsessed. Question of the video, winter fruit nails, yes or no? Like, honestly, I love fruit nails so much that I'm really trying to make fruit nails work all year round. But in my defense, snowberry is such a pretty aesthetic, but I love them. A little recap on the Juicy palette collection as well. I was really pleasantly surprised by the topper shade. I didn't think I would love it as much as I actually do. And I think it was like the exact right kind of gel to mix in with the set without it being too many elements that were overwhelming. The red is also a super nice jelly red. It blends so easily. I just love how they turned out and I can't wait to wear them. As mentioned, everything is linked in the description and you can use code HOPE10 /HOPE25 /HOPE30 to save, especially during the Black Friday sales, which are November 27th to December 1st this year. And if you're interested in downloading my nail art design templates, then you can find those on my Ko-Fi linked in the description as well. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.